Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sci-Fi Blitz, Episode 2, Season 2. It's good to have you. Thanks for joining today. It's going to be a really, really fun show today. We've got two heavy hitters in the room. We've got Sean Kennedy and we've got Jonathan Williamson. It's going to be a really, really fun show today. So I hope you're excited. Thanks for joining us. Buckle up and let's have some fun. Let me get the gang on real quick. Hello, Sean and Jonathan. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
So this is your first experience of Sci-Fi Blitz. How are you guys feeling?
More than a little nervous.
Terrifying.
The jitters, it's normal. You know, it's the hardest part about Sci-Fi Blitz is controlling a mouse when your hand's shaking. But you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll survive. Let's talk a bit about who you guys are real quick. So, Sean, let's start off with you. So, tell us a little bit about you, your background, where you're from, and what you're doing, and how you ended up here today.
Yeah, my name's Sean Kennedy. I'm a visual effects artist. I live in Los Angeles. Been doing this for, 20-ish years now. And I guess I picked up Blender maybe 10 years ago by watching Jonathan's tutorials. So I fully expect to get absolutely trounced right here. But yeah, I'm mostly a compositor. I use Blender for sort of like 3D generalist stuff and kind of doing my own effectsy things like smoke sims and particles and stuff. 3D, full entire 3D scenes, still images that people do that are amazing. That's not really my thing, so this ought to be really fun. This ought to be interesting.
That's good to work out of your comfort zone, right?
yeah, once in a while, sure.
There's these great pictures of you online holding this little golden statue. What's that all about?
Oh, I was at Rhythm and Hues for a while, for almost 8 years, and while I was there, I got to work on a couple Oscar-winning pictures. Like Golden Compass was the first one, I think, in 2007, and then Life of Pi in 2011 was that, or 12?
Nice.
12, I think, maybe.
Yeah, cool.
So
and you used Blender for all of those, right? Definitely. Like that was all Blender, right? Yeah.
I don't even know what was Blender on in 2007. Was that like
it was that painful version of probably best if you didn't touch it then.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's good, man.
No, I do use Blender a lot in my daily work now.
Yeah, cool.
All the time.
Well, thanks for being on the show today. Super excited to have you. And Jonathan, let's hear from you now. Tell us about yourself. You've got some connection with CG Cookie.
Small connection.
Blurry. Yeah. Tell us about that.
So I'm Jonathan Williamson. I'm one of the co-founders alongside Wes Burke of CG Cookie and Blender Market. So I started using Blender almost, oh my gosh, 19 years ago. And very quickly started doing a whole bunch of modeling, bunch of tutorials, got started working with Wes, and through all of the tutorial work that I was doing, we then launched CG Cookie together. And now it's been, I think, 13 years that we've been working together. Wow. Since that time, we've launched Blender Market as well. And part of the both the downside and the upside, depending on how you look at it, of all of that is that I actually don't use Blender very much anymore.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah, I do far more work just on the business side, kind of leading the Blender Market project, helping with CG Cookie as much as I can, and stay more than a little busy doing just that. And so this is going to be a good test to see how much muscle memory I have left and how much of that muscle memory is broken through the 2.8 and 2.9 work.
How exciting. We get to watch.
It's actually a lot.
I love that. It's the natural progression of Blender to spreadsheets, like the career trajectory there.
Yeah, I can say without a doubt that I spend more time in spreadsheets than I do in Blender right now.
Oh, good fun. All right, guys. Well, let's just check the vote. The vote is still going live, so if you haven't had a chance, go over and vote in the next second over on the community page on YouTube. And I'm just refreshing it now just to see what's going to be the winner. Okay, so Martian Colony has taken the lead. So that's the challenge for today. You guys are going to have 1 hour to create a Martian colony or an image based on the idea, theme of Martian Colony. You can interpret it however you want. And you can't use any external assets, no external textures, nothing like that. Everything's going to be made in Blender, vanilla Blender, no add-ons, just as painful as possible. And
it's going to be painful.
and you guys are going to do a great job, I'm sure. I'm very excited for you. So I'll pull up your screens. So we've got a default cube scene for each of you. So just everybody can confirm there. We just have the default cube. I'll get our timer up as well. So we've got 1 hour. Everybody ready on chat now? You guys can these guys can see chat, so if you want to encourage them, I'll read out good chat matches that we've got as they happen. But feel free to throw stuff in chat, everybody, and I'll be keeping an eye on it. These guys are going to focus on their screens, going to make the Blender magic happen. You ready?
Sean, you're
ready
on.
as I'm gonna get.
Let's do it.
Ready as you're going to get? All right. Now then, Sci-Fi Blitz episode 2 starts in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Now we're off.
Yeah, we delete the cube, right? Everybody deletes the cube.
Always delete the cube.
All right. So I will do my best to commentate as we go, but as you guys are creating stuff, feel free to jump in and tell us a little about what you're doing if you've got something interesting going on. So Jonathan is getting started. What's your plan here?
So I'm going to start by just doing a landscape of some kind, trying to get kind of a rocky surface. I'm probably just going to do use a lot of proportional fall off just to kind of get some funky stuff going on.
Very nice. You're using the was it the what's the tool called? The distribution, the fall off.
I was proportional editing tool.
Proportional, that's it. You've got the noise one turned on, which is a great one. Like I never end up using that. I always forget about it, but very handy tool.
Yeah, I think using the just the random fall off was always one of my favorites for doing stuff like this, because otherwise I tended to get things that were just a little too intentional.
Looks really good. Very cool approach. All right, let's jump over to Sean's screen, see what he's doing.
I already broke mine somehow.
You've got a plane. You've already broken it.
I broke it. I don't know. My clay strips wasn't working. I don't know what's going on. But I was trying to do basically the same
you're
thing.
smart.
Oh man.
I was just gonna basically. I mean, I'm gonna do the exactly what you're doing, the whole random thing. But clay strips. There we go. Now it's working.
Yeah, it's working. All right, so we got two very different approaches already right at the start. So Sean is taking us with some sculpting using clay strips to lay down some definition to his landscape, and Jonathan is plowing on with his proportional editing brush. Very similar in some ways, except that sculpting adds geometry, whereas proportional editing works with the geometry you've already got. So.
All right,
quickly smashing out Martian landscapes. Now we've got a lot of great reference material, guys, because we've seen Mars now.
We do, yeah.
So
it's
I'm
a little
sure
bit more than we used to, at least.
That's right.
Let's see. You're gonna go up. Yeah, there we go.
Now Blender's got a lot of new sculpting features. Actually, they've been working a lot to improve the sculpting. So it'll be interesting to see if you run into any ease of use. Here, Sean,
that's one reason why I think I'm going to try and avoid sculpting, because as much as I love sculpting, I haven't taken any time to actually test out the new features. I've seen them used a lot.
I'm just using all the old ones I know. So
I want to do this. So I really want to try and get some nice like windows going on here. Let's see. I want to do this. Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
I should be using a pen, not a mouse. This is nuts. Feels extremely.
Sculpting with a mouse, always a painful experience, Sean. That's very true. But
I have my pen here, but I just feel like the pressure. I don't have time to switch.
It's time. Must act. But I like what you're doing. You got a nice approach. I can see you're working up a composition in your mind. Are you thinking about where you're going to place your camera already at this point? Or are you just,
I am a little bit, yeah. Trying to get an idea.
Oh, wow. You're getting way ahead of me then.
No. You don't know where you're putting your camera yet?
No. Dude, I'm a modeler. I don't work the camera.
All right, so Jonathan, this is cool what you got going on here. We didn't have you full screen when you made that switch to getting these panels. Was that a bevel that you did? How'd you get the?
So I did an icosphere to level 3, and then selected everything and did an individual inset, and then did an inset again.
So the double inset.
Yeah. And
nice. That's a really great way to quickly create a frame. If you don't know how to do that at home, everybody watching, you just hit I to inset. When you have all of the faces selected in an object, and you get individualize it. That's one of the options you tick in the toolbox. Is that right? When it opens up, Jonathan, when you hit I to inset?
the individual option is one of the tools or one of the options. It's probably actually probably my favorite like generic modeling tool.
It's a good reminder, everybody, whenever you're using a tool like Inset in Blender, it's a really good idea to jump over and check out the little box in the bottom left-hand corner. You get a lot of extra tools and options there you may not be aware of. It can do a lot of good stuff.
What did I do?
Oh, Jonathan's screen went blank. Let's go back over to Sean.
I'm trying to remember how to remesh. I mean, I know there's this remesh thing, but I can't remember. It's like 9, right? 9. Is that too much? That's not right. 7. That's not right. 0.94. No.
Trying to remesh in with the modifier, or
I was, because I don't know how to use that other one, but I guess I should probably figure that one out. This one, remesh, right? Boom. Terrible. Undo that.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Good. Undo works. Hey, at least undo's been sped up now, so that's good.
Yes, that is nice. I have a question for anybody. Since I've not actually used Eevee a whole lot, what do the light probes do?
So the light probes, what they do is you've got like the iridescence cache, right? Which is it's a game engine thing. So basically, what it does is it has a bunch of spheres in 3D space, these points, and it casts the light rays from those points, and it figures out what's the global illumination for this particular position. So if you have an object in that position, it's going to know how to basically light with global illumination. It only works for like still things. So an animated object moving through the scene is not going to work. But you bake that, and then that gives you global illumination in the scene. So it's a pretty good way. You increase the accuracy by increasing the number of points.
See, autosave. Make sure my autosave is on. Yeah, I'll go. Down.
Yeah, good reminder. Save.
Just did.
How you going, Sean?
Not great, but I'll get there.
You got this.
Early days.
Yes. Turn this down even more. Come on.
So Jonathan's mapping out a little bit of a frame, starting to think about his composition.
Why won't you switch to render mode?
6. That'll work, right?
Now, Jonathan, you're not very experienced with Eevee, you were saying earlier.
I'm not.
So
you might even say that I have no Eevee experience for the most part.
So that could be Sean's advantage, unless Sean has no experience in Eevee. Hey, that's looking a lot better, Sean.
It's getting there.
So what are you working through right now, Sean? You're working through remeshing, is that right?
Yeah, trying to. Well, the remesh is done, and now I'm just trying to get something interesting. Because I'm not really thrilled with it exactly. So I don't know if I should start over. I've wasted time already. I probably shouldn't, but I'll try and make this work, I guess. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing here.
I reckon it's a great start.
Why did that kill my... Does the displace modifier not work in Eevee?
It does work, the displace modifier. Yep. But it's disappeared from your object. Now, because these guys haven't jumped into the latest version of Blender, I'm here for question and answers. So if you guys get stuck, just let me know.
I have this.
Probably going to need it. Actually, I do have a question. How do you enable... Oh, nope, never mind. Found it.
Sorted.
Displays 0. Right.
Oh, that's looking nice, Sean. So you've smoothed out your landscape now.
It's getting there. It's looking like something at least.
How did you get to that smoothing level? Did you just right-click Shade Smooth?
Yeah, and then subdivision surface, and then I always do this stuff with if you don't put any map into the displace modifier, it kind of like expands in and out along the normal kind of.
Right.
And sometimes you can get some interesting things going on with that. And this isn't too bad, I guess.
Yeah, cool. Kind of puffs out your geometry.
Yeah. Or sucks it in, like whichever way. Not find a Nice camera angle. That's interesting.
It's a really good technique for making a landscape shot. It looks really nice now. It's really cool.
Nice.
Looks like Jonathan's gonna copy the technique.
Stealing your sculpting idea, yeah.
He's jumped onto the sculpting brush now.
And attempting to sculpt with a mouse is particularly entertaining.
And you've gone for the Z brush look with your viewport display. That's nice. Yeah, it's great. You're getting a lot of instant texture there. It looks really good, Jonathan. It's amazing.
Actually,
I guess
that's actually what I'm trying to do.
Impact of a sculpting brush is really cool.
Where is the
Prashant and chat reminds you guys to save. Oh. Don't forget to save.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely been a while since I've looked at the actual like sculpting settings because there's so much. It's awesome. This is what I want. Yeah.
So it looks like Sean is settling in on his framing and starting to get an object in place to begin to think about how he might compose his shot. At the moment, going for the levitating cylinder. It's going for the super sci-fi futuristic Martian colony. And Jonathan's continuing to sculpt. I say both of these images are already looking really solid. And we are at the, we got 48 minutes left.
All right. Well, time to get out of there.
Looking good. So back over to Sean. He's turned this cylinder into something. Just giving everybody a little bit of time to think. They're planning out the shot. So what are you working on, Jonathan? You're actually doing an entrance now? Some kind of tube?
Or at least that's the intent. Come on now.
And you're modeling this as a separate object, is that correct?
I am, yeah. Trying to keep things as separate as possible. And use my inset tool again.
Nice. I like the igloo vibes. Definitely cool. Okay, so Sean's modeling out some modular detail here. Any hints as to what's in your brain there, Sean? Or you keep it a surprise. Let's watch as you develop. Oh, we've lost your audio, Sean. Can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't hear Sean at all.
Yep. I may have to do the old exit and restart thing for him. There we go. He's coming right back. Welcome back, Sean. How's that? No, it's still okay. Yeah. See if this is something that I can turn on for you.
Is there a hotkey now to switch between selection modes, or is that just disabled initially?
You mean like
edge and page select? Yeah.
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to it. All right, we might need to pause the timer for Sean, see if we can get his audio back. So let's go ahead and hands off mice. We're back on the clock. All right. So Sean, we didn't get to hear anything you were saying there. I was asking you earlier, what's in your head? What are you planning? Or do you want to keep it a secret?
No secrets.
No secrets.
I'm hoping it's going to be like a ship in the foreground, kind of, and then I'll put something in the background, like the colony. Just for something different. I kind of wanted to focus on the ship a little bit rather than the colony itself. Although it'll be back there maybe. I guess I should probably throw something back there, huh? Yeah,
That'll work.
let's do that. This.
This needs solidify. Solidify. There you are.
Now Jonathan's got his space igloo. It's really coming together here.
It is. It's looking awesome.
I love the landscape. I think it's really, really. Oh, and he deleted it. Never mind.
Come back. There it is. All right.
JS in chat is saying to make it more challenging, Chris should join in too. I don't know about that. 3 blender runs at the same time. That's insanity. Frankly, I'm enjoying the holiday. I'm not having to be in the hot seat for a Sci-Fi Blitz anymore.
Let's see. Don't worry, he'll be back soon enough.
Dun dun dun. That's a good idea, Sean. I like it. So Sean's thinking about composition, right? And that's something important you should do in your own images. Think about how to layer up your shots. How can you have foreground and background stuff? Sean's doing this as well, actually, in the way he's managed his landscape. So he's trying to make sure he's got in-frame stuff that's away, stuff that's nearby. And that can really, really enhance your images and take them up a notch. So,
I still have random on. Duh. There we go.
Now Jonathan's already lighting his scene, so he's going to be done
Holy
with
cow.
30 minutes left to go. So
Bring it on, Sean.
Chunk in chat's got a great idea. Halfway through the episode, Chris throws in an unforeseen modifier for the challengers.
Let's see.
Should do this like what was that? Remember that movie?
Oh, there we go.
Was that the Wizard?
The Wizard?
The video game competition. They travel across the country, and then like it's Super Mario Brothers 3 that they have to compete on. I should have done that to you guys. Blender 3.0.
We can only use our power gloves.
I would be
one in chat if you get that reference, and you'll get a cookie. Now Sean's attempting something that's actually quite difficult, which is modeling something like a ship, right? Where there's not necessarily a, like the geodesic model or the dome thing is something we see a lot from Mars colonies, right? It's kind of a pre-established concept. It's a good thing to run with. But when you're trying to create something spontaneously that there may not be a design for already, that can be really, really difficult.
What would you select?
Let's see what Jonathan's got.
I'm having selection trouble.
Selection trouble. All right, this is we're going to see him start to falter. No, he's managed. He's pulled ahead. What are you working on now, Jonathan? What's this?
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just mirroring my doorway to save myself some work. And then I'm going to start sharpening things up. I'm still, I started modeling in Blender at a point when like the only way that you could get good, clean models was to use subsurface. And I still definitely fall back on those habits for better or for worse. I know there's a whole lot of people now that absolutely, do everything without subdies typically. And I appreciate it. That's just not the way that I work.
There's no right way to model. Unless you're on YouTube, in which case there's definitely a right way, and it's not the way you're doing it.
Exactly. So I'm just making use of some of the creases, and there we go. That I'm working in local space sometimes.
Chunk in chat is going all in on the bevel subsurf combo, so you gotta have it. So he's a fan.
I still like it.
I still like it.
I don't tend to use bevel all that much with it. Sometimes I will, but a lot of times I like to just, have my mesh exactly as it is.
Cool.
And I do not want individual there. Gross. There we go. Thank you. And disable boundary. There we go.
Head back over to Sean's screen. He's making progress on his little colony detail. Some nice stuff you got there. A little bit of detail really goes a long way. So this is the habitat that you're working on right now, or is this ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Cool.
is the colony in the background, although I'm not sure how far I'm going to go on it.
Clip in there.
So are you designing like kind of, the post SpaceX Mars, or is this something like further in the future? This is a more distant.
I don't know.
Sci-fi
That's a
Mars.
good question. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. Making it up as I go. Let's see. I should concentrate a little bit more on this thing.
It's looking good.
It's rough. It's rough.
It's Sci-Fi Blitz. Everything's rough.
Let's see.
We got Jonathan firming up some edges on his model there. Getting that detail out. So we got 39 minutes left, guys.
Make my door a little smaller here.
What's going on? There we go. Didn't I have X-ray on? No, apparently not. Expertise. There we go.
So again, local, and that has a weird rounded edge. I don't like it.
Bit of action-packed modeling here, everyone.
Oops.
Now, a cool thing to notice is how Sean has his layout set up. It's actually a really good idea to keep one window up that has your camera view all the time, so you can see what your final image is going to look like. Well, you've got another window that's open to actually focus on what you're doing, so you can see from all the different angles. Because super important to create stuff that is going to show up in your shot. Nothing worse than spending a lot of time on something that doesn't actually end up in your shot. And keeping your camera up helps you do that, so you stay focused on your composition.
That is true.
Or, you just do what I do and just forget about the composition entirely.
You can see Jonathan's not doing what I just said. So, of course, the advantage of Blender is that you can move your camera at any point. So.
Right.
Now, Chunk in chat says we must code each vertex. I guess he's trying to suggest that at the halfway point, we have to switch to Python, and you have to finish your scene using nothing but Python. How does that sound, guys?
That's
not going to get very
pretty much
far,
where I'll be. Yeah, that's where I'll be done.
I haven't actually checked how much the API has changed in the last few years, but I can tell you that it's changed enough. Be totally screwed.
Well, in that case, I can plug on CG Cookie's YouTube channel. You can watch the Python tutorial we recently just put out.
Hey, there you go.
2 weeks ago, and get started with Python. All right, we got a lot more light now happening in Jonathan's scene. He's starting to
It's lighting already?
land this. He's got some.
I mean, I have a sunlight, so if that counts.
You got some gradient in your sky as well. It's pretty nice.
All right, let's see.
Come on.
Switch over here.
Using the sky texture in his background environment. So if you haven't done that yet, the sky texture is it's a relatively new thing, actually. And it's pretty cool for creating awesome skies.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do.
Oh, Jonathan just got an idea. See how Sean's looking. Creating some landing stuff.
There we go.
I'm liking the originality of your design, Sean. It's really cool. You've got some.
It's not. It's yeah. It is what it is. It'll work. Let's see.
Yes, it worked. All right.
What worked, Jonathan?
Using dirty vertex paint to get some color variation in the surface based on ridges and such. So
Very cool.
mix, toss that into the base color. Let's bring in a vertex. There. Oh, get that into the mix. There we go.
Deadpool in chat points out Mars has more boulders. That's
You know,
isn't that the equivalent of like telling someone who's like cleaning the kitchen that, hey, you missed a spot? All right, now Jonathan's using a cool technique right now where he's using a vertex color, or at least he's going to when he inserts the vertex color into there. But using a vertex color to affect his material, which is a really cool technique. If you're not using, it's really worthwhile. So you could switch to vertex paint mode and paint your vertexes to create sections of vertexes that be included in your material in different ways. So it's a really handy trick.
34 minutes. Holy cow.
That's right, 34 minutes. Dun, dun. Making great progress, Sean. So you're working on the lander. You've got the landing pad things going on there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lots of painful sounds though coming from.
This is extraordinarily. This is a lot. Woo.
Okay, we're gonna try something now.
Hey, you're doing great. It's looking good.
Whoever was in chat talking about boulders, you've either ruined me or you're gonna win for me.
All right, Deadpool, it's on you.
No, come on, go back. All right. Some memories mess me up.
I just saw in chat. Luminous Dragon says the only right way to model is to add a single vertex at a time, exactly where you want it. Otherwise, you are cheating and being lazy.
Believe it or not,
That's fantastic.
That used to be pretty much the thing.
That's so great.
Is that what Jonathan's doing right now?
Vertex.
Oh God, no!
One vertex at a time. That's the only way to do it. He's not lazy. You know, he's a real modeler. I love it. Best chat comment of the day. Award goes to Luminous Dragon. Pick up your cookie at the end of the show. Now we're getting close to the 30-minute mark. Now, as I always say to our guests, when we hit 30 minutes, it's a great time to start thinking about materials, lighting, atmosphere, just to make sure you don't miss out. But I feel like you're both budgeting your time really well so far. It's one of the hardest things to do in Sci-Fi Blitz is to budget your time and knowing when to focus on something and when not to.
Well,
but you both seem to be doing a really good job doing that.
I think I'm doing a stupid thing.
Me
and
too.
deciding to play with a setting that I haven't hardly used in, years. And I think it's going to screw me.
Let's see what he goes for. What's he going to use? Oh, cloth. Oh,
yeah. This is a terrible idea.
Whoa. Look out. Cloth simulation, everybody, on Mars. It's getting real. I'm going to see where this is going to go.
Yes.
There he goes. He's simulating the cloth. It's falling, guys. We have gravity on Mars. Confirmed. And no. Dropped.
I made a mistake. Why did I do this?
Oh no. He's gonna see the simulation out. How many frames are in his timeline? Look out, everybody. This could be the turning point for Jonathan where he gets off track.
This is the moment that I'm
trying to drape cloth on the surface of Mars.
Oh, this is horrendous.
Back over to Sean.
Okay.
No.
You're going to lose my screen for a sec because I'm going to actually quit Blender and restart. 1 sec. I'm stuck in an infinite loop.
Oh, we're pausing?
All right, John. No, sorry. Keep going, Jonathan.
You're good. Keep going.
Jonathan's experimented and crashed Blender, so his loss.
Yep.
But that's why he has autosave turned on. Come on. Good reminder at home, everybody. You turn on autosave whenever you do a project.
I guess I should start texturing something. This is horrendous. Oof.
All right. There we go.
Let's see.
All right. And share your screen with us, Jonathan.
Oh, yes.
Chunk says, we have gravity, just no collisions on Mars. That's right. No collisions on Mars. You found it here first, everyone. Landmark discovery. I like the metallic Mars. That's a cool.
Subdivisions.
That's a cool look.
That's not going to be useful at all. All right. Do it, textures.
All right, we're at the 30-minute mark. So we've got Sean switching over to doing some materials now. Switching into materials. Surprised that you guys aren't using geometry nodes.
Yeah.
I haven't even dabbled with it yet.
It's cool.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I've watched some of it. Yeah,
awesome.
Blendini. It's the ultimate Houdini workflow in Blender.
That's actually what I was originally going to do. Is I was going to try and remember how to do particles for distributing a whole bunch of objects, and then just said, nope. But I am.
Yep, very exciting stuff coming for Blender.
No.
Speaking of which, on CG Cookie's YouTube channel, we'll have a geometry nodes tutorial coming very soon.
We do?
Keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I know. Jonathan doesn't even know what we've got coming these days.
Nope. This is what happens. Wes now does all the content, and I spend all my time on Blender Market, and so a lot of times I quite literally have no idea what's coming out on CG Cookie.
All right, I can't get this to work.
How you going, Sean?
It was all right. I can't get that. I haven't messed with the sky texture thing at all, and it was just making it bright, and I don't have time. So, moving on.
Do what you know. That's right. Corey S. in chat says, Jonathan Williamson taught me all I know about hard surface topology 15 years ago.
Hey.
Me too.
Awesome.
Let's see. Go back to object.
All right, so Sean is setting up his environment. So he's setting a color for his environment, and he's going to use that to set the overall tone for the color and lighting in his scene.
Oh, that's what I want. This is Eevee, right? I should be. Oh, well, whatever.
Welcome to Eevee.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, throw them at me. I'll do my best to help.
All right. Yes, that's what I want.
Meanwhile, we got Jonathan doing manual geometry nodes. Everybody.
Yes.
So this is what it looks like. You're curious. This is what we used to have to do in Blender. Globlox 3D asks, is this the Jonathan that rejects all of my Blender Market submissions? Cheers. Yes, it's him.
It's possible.
Go back here. Go back here.
Yeah, it's a good inside tip. If you ever want to get a personalized email from Jonathan, just submit something to the Blender Market and request some admin help.
That's better.
Hey, what I still cannot get used to no longer being toggling select all, and instead just select all.
Yes. You're pulling this together, Sean. It's you're getting there.
Oh, it's horrendous. It's horrendous.
Are you going for? I like looking at this now. I feel like you're almost heading in the direction of a stylized render style. You know, like a not toon shade, but
no. I just don't know what I'm doing.
Doesn't look like it.
Oh, I'm clueless.
It's all right. I reckon you still know more than all of us put together.
Not even close.
Well, everyone respects you for saying yes to being on the show. That's the main thing.
Oh, not that. Try this one.
There we go.
No node It's the node thing, Node Wrangler.
Yes, no Node Wrangler.
Let's see.
Yes, the arbitrary no add-ons rule that we created for Sci-Fi Blitz. It's really there just for pain.
It does make for a lot of pain.
These are horrendous.
So we've got Sean looking for which texture coordinate to use to get the layout he wants for his noise texture.
They're all horrible. I don't even know if this texture is worth it. No idea what I'm doing. No idea.
And meanwhile, we've got Jonathan still in metal landscape mode here.
Metal vertex.
Metal vertex. It's metal Mars. Getting some manual rocks down. Using the sculpting brush again? Is that what we're doing?
No, I'm actually, I was. Now I'm back in vertex paint, adding some artificial shading and discoloration to my materials.
All right, around the land where rocks are, like
kind of like
your
contact
fake ambient occlusion.
Particularly because I'm sure that there's more efficient ways to do this within Eevee or something, but I don't know how. So I'm not.
David S. points out that I think both of these images are turning out really nice. I'm very interested to see what type of materials Sean will use.
None. I'm no materials master. So if I just know the basics basically.
Doing well with the basics.
Nah.
Chunk says, Sean, I'll distract Chris while you enable Node Wrangler. I saw that. I caught you.
And I'm so used to using images for things, like as it be, just being a compositor.
Yeah. Well, coming from a real, like, legit visual effects background, that would be pretty much all you would use, right? Is just image textures for
a lot. Yeah. For almost everything. I want to throw textures on the ground. I want to throw textures in the sky. I want all kinds of stuff.
That's the ultimate way to get everything to look real. Like, using real textures is very powerful for creating realism in your work. And it's, painfully unfair that we don't allow it here on Sci-Fi Blitz. Okay, so back over to John.
All right. Where was I?
Working on... That's a lot of geometry. Things are looking very dense over there for you. How's your laptop holding up?
Better than I expected. Actually, a lot better than I expected. All right. So... I'm going to bring my light. There you are.
We've got 22 minutes left, everybody. Max Newman asks, is rendering included in the time limit? Now, so since we're working in Eevee, we're pretty much counting the viewport render as the render. So we don't really count the render as part of the time limit.
Wait. Time to figure something out for my materials.
Now, these guys are so focused on what they're doing, they actually haven't looked at what the other person's doing very much yet. They don't have both screens up. So it's going to be interesting to see what they think of each other's work at the end of this. Very different approaches.
I've taken a few peeks at Jonathan's just to get an idea where he's at, and he's much further along than me.
You have modeled a spaceship.
I have. Well, yeah. But, usually you plan and things.
Planning? What? We don't have time for luxuries like planning.
We so don't.
Okay. So we're trying to remember any of my former shading techniques.
What shading technique are you working on right now? Working on trying to remember.
Using the vertex shaders and a color ramp to actually blend a couple of different shaders together to kind of artificially, basically fake ambient occlusion. and it'll sort of work. This is where my laptop really starts to struggle, though.
Oh, Sean's got some boulders. So, Sean, how'd you get all the boulders to spread across your landscape? What technique are you using?
Particle system for now, but I'm gonna try and paint some weights here. Hopefully,
Very cool.
We'll see.
I know you can use those weights to determine where the particles are emitted. Is
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Paint right. Yeah.
Fun fact: that is something you will eventually get to do with geometry notes.
What were you going to do?
Although you can vertex paint, I guess, now and use that to drive your distribution of rocks. But he's deciding where to distribute his rock particles based on a vertex weight map.
Oh.
So he's in weight paint mode right now, painting weights. And then he'll plug that into his particle system, and basically wherever it's red, that's where you'll get lots of particles. Where there's blue, you'll get none. So it's a
Particles
really cool
is one
way.
of those things that I really just never did much of anything with, and it always became very apparent anytime that I did try and do something with particles, like, a few minutes ago, because, well, couldn't do it.
So you can see that Sean's just put the density into the vertex group there, and you can see how it's affected his particle distribution. So now he can effectively paint particles onto his scene.
Yeah, it looks horrible so far.
Sean, you have to remember you've got a very high standard for yourself. Your career path has forced you to.
Apparently so. There we go.
It's looking good. Amazing how much those rocks just kind of take your whole scene up, though. Like that kind of random detail.
I don't think I want to see what Sean's doing.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's really not. It's really not.
Oh my gosh. That's looking good. You're doing well.
It's complete
Let's
chaos.
check on Shot. It's complete chaos.
My Blender keeps freezing up, so I'm currently actually attempting to switch back to Blender. It's not working.
No. Once again, Jonathan, freezing. Gonna have half of your Sci-Fi Blitz time allotted to Blender crashes.
Weight paint. Right there, right.
I remember what I wanted to do.
All right, let's head back over to Sean. Things are looking really interesting over here on his screen. So you can see he's
getting there,
adjusting his particles.
My geometry, my base geometry is garbage. So, when I paint, it's not looking as nice. It's not going where I wanted it to go, really. But whatever.
Is that because you don't have as many vertexes as you'd like to have?
Yeah, because I did that crappy decimate instead of remesh. This whole field here in the middle has like one vertex, so
right.
I can't paint many weights in there. So yeah, I'm making do. It'll work. It's fine. Let's see here. There we go. That's getting better. The lighting.
Glowbox 3D says both of these are cool takes on the theme. Dig them both.
Well, that's good.
Everybody's cheering for you in chat, guys. Everybody's cheering for you in chat.
Yeah, that'll help. Huh? More. Back to weight paint. What am I doing?
So, Jonathan, what are you working on now? What's your
I'm gonna get some variation in my metal color here, just with a noise texture. Simple, blunt, and sort of effective.
To the point. So you're really going for a metal Mars?
Well, no, it's actually Eevee is not, or my computer is not happy with me rendering while modifying the materials, and so I'm just imagining what's happening in my head and hoping for the best.
It's pretty bad when nodes won't even connect. That's rough.
Well, so I think the other part of it is that my laptop battery was almost dead whenever I started, and I couldn't find my charger. So I'm using my wife's laptop charger, which is a smaller charger than my machine normally requires. And so I think my laptop's got just enough charge to stay alive, and that's about it.
So if Jonathan suddenly blacks out on us, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
We'll pause the timer if that happens. Let's have a look what Sean's doing. So he's continuing to add details. Sean's really coming together, man. Look, it's good. Like, I think your color choices are really helping your design. Like, go a bit further. There's a nice unity in that.
I guess that's the magic of Mars, right? Just everything's kind of
the magic
monotonous.
Monotonous and bland. Yeah, why are we trying to go to Mars again? Somebody remind me. It's not for the scenery, right?
No, definitely. What am I doing here?
So you're just working on some model detail, I guess, for your ship.
Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe for the last 15 minutes here, I can just model the crap out of this. Throw basic geo all over this thing and see what happens. Probably going to be a mistake, but whatever.
Sean, I can't really see in the very small view, but what did you actually do to get the cavity shading on your models?
In this one?
Yeah.
Nothing. It's just a sun lamp, really.
Oh, nice.
So I haven't really done any useful shading. It's just a metal shader. It's horrendous.
You can turn ambient occlusion on in Eevee.
I do have that on, right? I
that
think
might
so,
be affecting it.
I do have that on.
There are some ambient occlusion settings there. You can always mess with, Jonathan.
I just might. Actually, I thought I had them on. I do. All right, where'd my sun lamp go, though?
What am I doing here? What am I doing?
Got 13 and a half minutes, everybody.
Oh,
it's just letting me pick the right things. There we go.
79 people watching at home. Thanks for joining us live, everybody, on CG Cookie's YouTube channel here.
What have I done here?
And just a reminder, if you miss out on this entire episode, we'll be posting up the whole episode on the channel as well. So you can rewatch all of your favorite moments of Sean and Jonathan sweating it live here. Glowbox 3D says, love the show. Thanks so much, Glowbox. Appreciate the love.
I do too. It's fun to watch. I've enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun to watch, isn't it? Let's check on Jonathan's now. So he's letting his machine render the entire image now.
So I don't know if this is actually normal in Eevee for other people, but my machine handles rendering far better than it handles material preview.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually don't.
Broken.
I don't use material preview very often. I always just work directly in rendered view with Eevee. And I agree. I do find it runs faster.
It just seems very backwards.
Do I want to be doing this? No, I don't. I don't want to be doing that.
Just a reminder, everybody, to check out cgcookie.com if you haven't already. Got a lot of amazing resources there. You can start a free trial over on the website today. So if you haven't done that already, go check it out. A lot of Jonathan Williamson tutorials hiding.
A lot of very old.
Very old. Blender 2.6 tutorials. Get them there. Get them while they're hot.
I wonder if we still have any of the 2.5 tutorials actually live on the site anymore. I don't think so. I kind of hope not. But,
Now's your chance, everyone. Create your free trial now. Go find those old tutorials before they get taken down forever. We got Sean putting some rings down, adding in detail. Is ship.
No, it's not working.
I don't think it's very centered, is it? No, it's not. There you go.
It's looking good. Very cool.
Very
Buck Rogers kind of vibe. Let's see what Jonathan's working on. What are you working on, Jonathan? It's And some
It's
bump
tempting to put
textures.
in a little bump map. Do bump maps work in Eevee?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just doing it wrong. That's cool. It's not the first time.
Plug it into your principal BSDF shader. That's
into the normal.
That'll make it work. Yeah, into the normal. So the displacement doesn't work in Eevee.
Ah.
There we go.
Come on now. Anytime.
Just watching the spinning wheel of death there. Down to 10 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Final 10 minutes.
All right. On.
There we go. Where to even go? Where to even like? There's so much I want to do, and you have to weigh like what's going to be the most useful.
What's going to give you the most visual impact?
Yeah.
Well, hot tip, guys. Eevee can render volumes, so you can throw some volume scatter in your world shader and get some dust clouds going. That'd be a great way to waste an hour.
Can you do that just with the what's the word I'm looking for? Without putting a bounding box in? So just put it in the world directly?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can add the volume scatter node into the volume section of your world shader, and what that does is it basically can scatter any lights that you have in the scene. So it causes things like sun lamps to glow like a sun, like it actually visually shows up. You get those vesticular rays, however you say it. What's that word? The God rays. Pretty cool.
Let's see. So just lower the density, I assume. Oh, look at that.
Lower the density, yeah. And if you play with your anisotropy, take it up all the way to the end or all the way to the beginning, it'll focus around wherever your lamps are. So if you have a sun lamp in frame, or not in frame, but rotated so that it's in that part of the sky.
Well, that's cool.
A very nice effect in Eevee. So free tip, take it or leave it. Taken. Sean's doing some custom rocks, which is a really good thing to think about, actually. If you're using, everybody at home watching, if you're using particle system or geometry nodes to lay out, a bunch of rocks in your scene, scatter some stuff, so it's a good idea to actually create a couple of custom ones, and just place them exactly where you want them. Don't ever feel like if you're using a particle system to generate stuff like this in your environment that you have to use just that particle system. It's actually a good idea to think about how could you manually place a few things. But you've got control over your shot. You can really sculpt things out the way you want to. All right. So now Jonathan's modeling now. So what are we working on? What's this?
I'm going to take advantage of the glow and add a little lamp.
Very cool.
Do I want to set up the volume? Probably, right?
I don't know. I want.
Yeah, it's a very quick and simple, Sean. If you want, you can just go to your world shader and create a volume scatter node.
Oh, yeah, in the shader, right? Yeah.
So switch to world. There you go. Create a volume scatter.
Volume scatter in here. And there.
Get into the volume, and then turn your density down to whatever you want. And then if you want to have your lights show up and not have so much fog in the scene, you could turn the anisotropy all the way up or all the way down, and it will focus around your lamps. Some cool stuff there.
Oh yeah,
you can see start getting like a haze around your lamps.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
You can also create a noise texture and put a noise into your color and blah, blah, blah.
Indeed.
And all of a sudden you've got clouds happening. Very cool feature. I love using it. You can also do that on a material. So you can create a volume material in Eevee and it will render in real time. I like this. So Jonathan's going for kind of like, it feels a bit Viking to me now. I like this. Sort of like Viking, sort of like Valheim, Viking habitat on Mars. It's
like it. How did that work?
All the rage. 6 minutes left. Well, 5.5 minutes. By the time I read David S.'s comment, 5.5 minutes left, everybody. Pressure is on.
Okay, why did that work?
Oh, the pressure was never off.
No, it was never on. It's always on. Be sure to look after yourselves, guys. When you finish the stream, go for a walk. Drink a nice cool glass of water.
Nice nap.
Nice nap. Go out and breathe that fresh Los Angeles air.
Yeah. So it's better the more I put in.
So we've got Sean in Los Angeles. We've got, where are you at, Jonathan? Where are we in the
I'm
planet?
in Kansas City.
Kansas City. And we got me over in Sydney, Australia. That's basically the four corners of the globe right there, right? That's
Pretty much.
looking great, guys. Atmosphere is really doing a lot for your images. Looks really good. I won't take credit. All right, this is the real test, everybody, to see what they spend their last 4 minutes on. We got 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. This is the time where the magic really starts to happen. We get to see things come together in a pretty cool way.
Let's see, what's that?
So everybody,
Don't go to material.
everybody shouting out, save in chat. Don't forget to
Save. Good idea.
Forget to save. Looking good. So Jonathan's composition is really it's really clear at this point what he's going for. You're trying to use that Control B to isolate the render area?
Yep.
Jonathan, yeah. If you just go to and you select your camera, and then go to viewport display in the right hand side, just there, and then you want to turn up passport to 1, and that will isolate your view for you.
Perfect.
Eevee doesn't do the Control B to isolate the render view.
Okay, so it's not just that feature was removed; it just
it just doesn't. I don't think it needs it. So I think passport would be the same thing. So it's not being seen. I don't know if it's being rendered. Good question. Throw that question at Blender developers. Do any Blender developers in chat? Surely we've got somebody from Amsterdam here. No one. Okay, well, never mind. It's so cool looking. I really like how yours is coming together, Sean. It's looking good.
It's rough.
How are you feeling about it? Like compared to when you started, are you feeling a little bit better?
I don't know. I think of it as like an animatic kind of like here's a really rough idea of what the shot should be, and it's not. It's just a mess. Like why would this ship land on a big old bump? Like nothing makes sense. This foot's not even touching the ground, so it's a mess. But it's like it's the bare rough bones of a scene.
It's about the journey, not the destination, right? That's...
I hope so. I hope. What can I do in 5 minutes? Nothing.
Well, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. But
yeah.
All right, it's down to the big crunch, guys. Jonathan, how are you feeling about your image so far compared to where you started? Talk us through where you're at.
I'm gonna just putting in a little path real quick because my material that I was originally doing for this same purpose didn't do what I wanted it to do. Probably, more my error than anything else, but so I'm just falling back on what I know, which is modeling, and with that said.
David S. in chat is pointing out the cruelty of me asking in-depth questions with only 2.5 minutes left. It's a bit messy.
That's all right.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
I wish I knew all those amazing, procedural texturing things. Like I could just throw some panel lines on here and stuff, and it would look amazing. I wish I knew any of it. I've done it all. I followed the tutorials, but
when the pressure's on,
it's so hard to remember. Like
it's so hard.
Any of your little tricks that you used to do.
1 minute.
Particularly if you haven't been doing it for a while, but then suddenly you try to do it live and you're like, nothing makes sense anymore.
All right, 40 seconds to go. The final countdown, everybody. Cheer them on in chat. Let them know they're doing a good job.
Try this. This might look nicer.
All right, here we go. This is the moment where 30 seconds. This is where you either just completely break your image or sell. Tread carefully.
Or just stop and step
Here we go.
away.
Jonathan's trying to get his path sorted.
Come on.
We got Sean trying to get the rocks in just the right place because
one more in.
it's going to make all the difference.
It really is. This is it.
Here we go.
Right there.
The final 5 seconds, everybody.
All right. Yeah, just save it.
And done. Mouse hands up mice, hands up keyboard. Full screen image.
Holy cow.
Well done, guys.
Right.
Congratulations.
Wait.
Congratulations.
That I remember about procedural texturing completely left my head.
Out the window. As soon as you need
the
it.
window completely.
Gone.
I don't even remember how to full screen the image.
You guys did well. That works. That's good, Sean. Yeah.
Here.
All right. So we'll start off with Sean. Let me just switch our view here. Let's go full screen. All right, Sean.
Oh, very nice.
How do you feel? How do you feel about your image?
I feel like it's an okay kind of like basically like a colored storyboard, right? Like here's where the habitat should be. Here's where the ship should be. Yeah. I'm okay with it. I'm as a layout kind of thing, but as a finished image, oh my God, I'd never show anyone this.
not a portfolio piece for you, is what you're saying. Right?
That's okay. Into your overall scene, though.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I wanted layers. I wanted like something in the foreground, something in the background, something. If I could add like a person or something, or two people like working on one of the legs of the ship or something, that would have been ideal, but I don't know how to get
when you don't have a team, you're stuck.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly.
That's it. So I think you've done a great job. You've got layers in your image. You've got foreground, you've got midground, you've got background, you've got some nice volume stuff. Hint, hint. And the sun looks really good. I think it looks great. I actually think you've got a bit of a stylized look to this thing. I mean, yeah, like rough storyboard, but it feels like kind of you at least it's got a unity in that feel.
Sean, isn't cool. The back tower the colony one from Half-Life?
The what?
It does kind of look like
the colony tower from Half-Life.
It looks like something like looks like something Combine related. So all right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Jonathan's image here. So Jonathan, tell us, how do you feel about yours?
Not good.
What happened? What you felt so confident?
Honestly, I think the big thing that I knew I was going to struggle with and was the most nervous for was strictly Eevee. I don't know Eevee well. I mean, actually, let me rephrase that. I don't know Eevee at all. I basically stopped using Blender day to day, like doing any kind of production work right around when Eevee was first coming out. And at that point in time, none of my machines could even remotely run Eevee. And now, since I don't do a lot of production work, I work just on a MacBook. And real-time rendering on a non-render machine is a little slow. But that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks good. Yours looks welcoming. There's like lights and a path. Like, hey, come on in. We're home. Come on in.
I was originally whenever I was looking at references, I pulled up I literally just Googled Mars Colony.
Nice.
And one of the first ones is from space.com and has this really cool like geodesic clear greenhouse dome with plants. I was thinking, oh, that'd be so cool. Oh, I have no idea how to do glass in Eevee, much less am I going to be able to get trees in there or anything like that.
Out of time. No, I think you've done a good job. So I was asking before, is this my audio cut out, but what is this your first Eevee render? We caught it live.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
Aside from just like fiddling around and, playing with settings here and there, it's the first one.
Nice. Well done. Good job. I think you nailed it. Looks really good. Some really cool stuff going on there. I think your dome looks great. You did a good job kind of modeling that out quickly, especially. I think it was impressive how fast you got a camera down and some basic materials and got your image kind of coming together. It was pretty I was kind of thinking you'd be twiddling your thumbs for 30 minutes. Really? At that point.
Well, I had to just stop myself from just modeling the entire time because that's what I would have preferred. But
yeah, it's the hardest thing ever, to balance that out. But excellent work, guys. Good job. Well, let's round of applause for for our contestants today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching the show. Once again, where can everybody find you guys if they want to check out more of your work? Jonathan.
Well, the easiest way is just jw3d.com. It's a crazy, stupid, simple little site, but it just directs to everything else that I do between CG Cookie, Blender Market, and whatnot. So that's the easiest place.
That's right. And then every time everyone interacts with the Blender Market, you're basically right there with them. So that's another way to engage.
I'm overseeing the all-seeing eye.
It's just you, right? It's just you sitting there at a computer. Like, yeah. And Sean, how about you? Where can people find your stuff?
I've got a website called openvisualeffects.com, and I've got a YouTube channel, and I'm on Twitter a lot.
What's your YouTube channel?
I think it's just Sean. If you go to Open Visual Effects, there's a little YouTube button, because I think it's still under my name. Like, I think it's just Sean Kennedy. But you'll see the little Open Visual Effects logo on YouTube, and that's how you know it's me. And I've tried to keep everything nice and clean, and so it's very, very organized.
Yeah, cool. Lots of good compositing tutorials and texturing tutorials of theirs.
There's some older. I'm working on. I need to update. I'm kind of working on like a real comprehensive compositing thing right now. So.
Oh, exciting!
That'll be out soon.
Yeah, great. Everybody check out.
Tutorials. They were so fun.
What's that?
I always liked your compositing tutorials.
Well, thanks. It's been a while. I actually haven't done much in 2.8. I mean, I've done a lot myself, but not for tutorials. So I kind of want to do a big comprehensive one that covers everything. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for going on. You can find my stuff. I'm Chris Bailey. Again, so find my stuff at C Bailey Film on YouTube. It's my Blender YouTube channel. So I'm always streaming over there. So you can check that out. And as always, check out cgcookie.com and the CG Cookie YouTube channel. We got a lot of amazing stuff going there. So shout out to the last episode. You can check it out. It's up on the channel here, so you can have a watch of that if you enjoyed this today. And stay tuned. Our next episode will be in 2 weeks' time, pretty sure. We said that last time and it wasn't. So maybe just stay tuned on our channel, and we'll let you know on all of our social media accounts like when the next one's coming and who it will be featuring. So thank you again, guys. Fantastic work. Well done. Couldn't be prouder. You survived. Good job. And thanks, everybody, for watching and all the encouragement in chat. We'll catch you in the next one. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody. See you guys. Give it a wave. See you guys. Go make your own Mars colony. Share it with us. Yes. All right.